change. Barack Obama beat Hillary Clinton with that message in the primaries. Now John McCain appears to be co-opting it to try to beat Obama in the general. In Pennsylvania today and in new ads, Maverick is the story, and Senator McCain, a 26-year Washington veteran who moved toward President Bush's policies on Iraq, tax cuts, and torture, he's sticking to that story. Today, McCain and Palin co-authored a mavericky op-ed decrying but accepting the bailout of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Quote, Fannie and Freddie's lobbyists succeeded and Congress failed. Under our administration, this will not happen again. Among the lobbyists to which the piece refers would presumably be McCain campaign manager Rick Davis, who used to head up an advocacy group pushing less regulation of Fannie and Freddie. Here's what's seriously unsettling. Despite the facts, the maverick message, the idea that John McCain can change Washington, is apparently working. Today's NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows that while McCain still trails Obama as the candidate likely to bring about change, McCain is up 14 points in that category since June. I can imagine a lot of ways that John McCain can win this election. John McCain, the POW 40 years ago, sure. John McCain, the more familiar guy, okay, I guess. But John McCain, the anti-lobbyist guy, the change Washington guy, that's like Mitt Romney, the bald guy. That's like Barack Obama, the fat guy. This doesn't make sense. This can't be happening. Here to try to talk me down is former Congressman Bob Barr, the Libertarian candidate for president this year. Hi, Congressman Barr. Thanks for joining us.
Rachel, it's great to be with you and an honor to be among the first guests on your new show. Thanks for having me.
Very kind of you to say. What do you think when you hear McCain telling voters that he is the real agent of change? He's the real maverick to shake up Washington.
I mean, it's absolutely hilarious. I mean, as you indicated, there might be some reasons to elect this guy as president, but being a maverick is not one of them. This guy has status quo Washington insider written all over him. And this latest example of saying, well, gee, we don't really want to bail out Freddie Mae and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, but we've got to, golly gee. And where was Washington? Is Congress's fault? This guy was in Congress. He's been there almost 30 years.
Well, the McCain campaign is banking to a certain extent on the idea that lobbyist is not a boring political word. They're campaigning as mavericks. They're saying, we're going to stand up to the lobbyists. If the idea of a lobbyist is a potent negative image in politics, then what about the fact that the McCain campaign manager was a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac lobbyist? At that point, doesn't it come around to sort of bite them politically that the campaign is really being run by a lot of former lobbyists?
Well, it'll come around to bite them if the people realize what's going on. It's important that you're talking about it, that I'm talking about it, the others are talking about it. And it's not just one or two lobbyists. I mean, it's dozens. I think at one point he had like 5 dozen lobbyists working for him. You know, this is one thing. You know, there are good lobbyists and there are bad lobbyists. But if you're going to put yourself forward as somebody that is purer than the driven snow and never would have anything to do with a lobbyist, then you have to stand up to the scrutiny that you have lobbyists on your own payroll, and I don't think he should be able to get away with that.
We saw before John McCain picked Sarah Palin that they were really going with this inexperienced attack against Barack Obama. They were hitting that over and over and over again. After choosing Sarah Palin, they've now shifted to this running against lobbyists idea. Do you think they should have stuck with the experience attack? How are you running against Barack Obama?
Well, that certainly is a legitimate complaint, I believe, against Barack Obama, but it's just as legitimate against Ms. Palin. I mean, for heaven's sake, the only foreign experience that has been put forward is, I think, by Senator McCain's wife, who said, well, gee, since Alaska's on the same latitude as Russia and is really near, I don't think she noted that they used to be attached by a small land bridge, this means that she really understands Russia. No, the fact of the matter is that's what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and it's a legitimate complaint against both campaigns, particularly since Senator McCain, of course, as the oldest person ever to seek, or if he were sworn in, to be sworn in as president, these are legitimate concerns. Would his running mate, who then would become vice president and a heartbeat away from the presidency, does that person really have the experience? And certainly in the foreign affairs arena, the answer is a resounding no.
Bob Barr, Libertarian candidate for president. I have to say I was not especially talked down about John McCain's successful pitch as the change candidate, but thank you very much for trying and for joining us.
My pleasure, Rachel.